meanings. This is the word of truth. We have not followed cunningly devised fables. We were eyewitnesses of this thing. We walk in Bible, but we have seen the Lord. Our eyes have seen the Lord. I don't know about you. When you have become a supernatural Christian, God gets into you and starts walking himself. He no longer leads. He is now Ayakara.
Hello, welcome to the gospel. On this channel, you are going to get soul lifting message, faith content, and video that will help you to grow your spiritual life. Remember, don't forget to subscribe this channel for more new video updates.
I cast out a devil some years ago. There was a little girl, about 15, 16 years old, they called Showgirl. She was demon possessed. And they had taken her from one church to another to try to cast demons out of her. And it just never worked. So we were having this meeting. I was preaching to young people. This was in the church years ago. And it was a meeting for their youths. And I was the speaker. And Showgirl was there. The reason they called her Showgirl was because she was possessed and the demons drove her crazy. They made a mess of her life. She was always doing strange things. And here she was now with lots of chalk and powder on her body, from her head down, dirty and smelling. And those who brought her kept her in a certain area, guarding her because they knew she would be messing up, running around and doing some crazy things. And while I was preaching, I already spotted her. I knew something was wrong with her. Then it got to the hour of prayer and worship. And we went on doing this. And suddenly, she ran out from among them and went after her. And she ran to me on the platform. When she got to where I was and was trying to stop her, I held her. When I held her and just barely stroked her hair backward, you know, all the demons went out of her. They all left her. I asked her, "What's your name?" She told me. Her eyes changed instantly. She became calm. She quieted down, looking at the rest of the congregation, looking at herself. She was so dirty. And I said to them, "Now you can take her home and clean her up, give her new clothes to wear." Restored to her right mind. I didn't have to talk to a devil or anything. I said that to you for a reason. I've learned a long time that love is the greatest power in the world. There's no demon that stands the presence of love. None of them. Sometimes many people don't understand how the anointing functions. There are degrees of the anointing of God. But I tell you, the more power of that anointing that you want to see, the more love that must be demonstrated, because it's love that releases that power. And when you don't understand it, you will have what you call power without results. I'll explain what that means. Do you know there can be a demonstration of power that will yield no result? T.L. Osborne said one day, a preacher came to him and said to him, "When you pray for people, they get healed." He said, "But when I pray for people, they only fall." And T.L. said in his reply, "That's what you wanted. That's what you got. I wanted them healed, and I got them healed." Power without results. You can preach a powerful message, great message, that will make people tremble. and the sinners do not give their hearts to Christ. For it was a wonderful message. Is that what you want? Yet we have those who may not be so articulate in their communication, and they share briefly and share the little that they have. Yet you see tremendous results, and you wonder what's the reason? How can they be so proficient? Why? It's called love power. See, love power. That's the way it works. And let me tell you this. Sometimes you look at your life, looks like, oh, I don't experience much of the anointing of God in my life. I want to see greater things. I'll tell you how. It's not your prayer that's going to change it. It's not your fasting that's going to change it. It's your life of love that will change it. That's what will change it. You'll be amazed. See, the Bible tells us about Jesus and his compassion. See the way he thought about the multitude. The eyes with which he saw them. The Bible says he had compassion on them. How can you function when you can have compassion on your wife? How can you function when you can have compassion on those that live with you? How can you function when you don't have compassion on the pastors that work with you?
Don't forget to subscribe this channel